It is Carly T, and in the studio with me, the co-founders of Steamwhsitle Brewery, Greg and Cam. They're having a lot of fun. I like them before. Jeff, our sales guy, is in here. I like them before because they're really cute, but they just give me beer. So you're like you're my official favorite guest ever to come into the studio. And we were talking about Steamwhistle being one of those breweries that comes from real hardworking people with real ingredients. There's a real heritage to where it all comes from. And I was also looking on your website, by the way, which is fantastic. If you're a big social media person, you can get Steamwhistle on any Android phone. So if you're on your iPhone, if you're on your BlackBerry, if you want to learn about their blog that's on there, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, they're all over it. They have lots of Flickr pictures as well of the classic cars that if you go during the spring and the summer, if you're taking a tour of Steamwhistle Brewery, which, by the way, we give away every once in a while, don't we? Yeah, we do. He's nodding. He's not talking.
We'll leave you some
we do. We give them away. You can check those out. And you were both saying that you have a love of classic cars, and it's just one of those things that you now interpret and bring both of the things together, the fantastic beer and the love of classic cars, and bringing back that essence of a fun time when everyone just loved being around both of it, the original beers and, of course, the original cars.
Yeah, well, you know, you said it, Carly. We wanted to have a brand that was all about fun because at the end of the day, it's time for your reward, and having a nice premium beer is a way to do it. So we were thinking and originally sitting around the campfire talking about what our business plan would be made up of. And one of the ideas was to have vintage vehicles on the road instead of driving a regular vehicle around. Why not get an older truck or car and restore it and put our brand on it and drive around the city? And, you know, the story I tell is I was at a gas station filling up one of our first vehicles, which was a 1950 sedan delivery, and an old gentleman came up with a cane and he said, "You know, Greg, in the old days my father taught me," he didn't know my name, but he said, "Hey, dude, my father taught me how to drive standard on one of these sedan deliveries, and it's so great to see her out in the road actually still carrying a load." And I said, "Yeah, I know, we really love him." I was chatting away with him, and then all of a sudden these young guys come up in a car. Kid hangs his head out of the door and yells, "Hey, dude, that ride is sick." And you realize in a moment that it covers a broad spectrum of people who enjoy old cars and understand what they mean. There's an emotional connection. Everyone's got a story, and it's really helped our brand and really expresses what we're all about, which is vintage and fun.
Some really cool vehicles, including a 1950s your sedan delivery, also the 56 Dodge Fargo, which is just so cool. And now you said you've just redone one that has couches in it and got some interesting carpet going on. What's going on with that? Was that for the ladies, or, you know?
Well, we just did up an old Dodge Shorty van. She's got the velour interior, the shag carpets. We tried to have a name contest at the brewery to name it, and everybody wanted to call it Sleazy, which we just couldn't go with for many reasons. We called her Steamweaver, but it's sort of hard to shake that old name when you see it driving down the street with the tassels bouncing back and forth in the front windshield and the draft taps at the side pouring beer.
It's kind of a lady luck.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a step back in time when you get inside that baby. It's beautiful.
So those are some of the things that you can see if you go and see a Steamwhistle Brewery. And that's sort of a good gift, too. If you wanted somebody who loves Steamwhistle already, they could go check out how everything's made.
Yep.
And that happens all the time. But also, if you're in your local LCBO store or if you're in the beer store, a nice little packaging going on here for Steamwhistle, don't you think?
You know, what would be a great trip, Carly, is to hit Porter Airlines that carries Steamwhistle on the plane. It's like 45 minutes. You're down at Toronto Island Air, and just walk over to the brewery and hang out with us there. Our tour is all about having fun and learning about the history of beer and finding out what goes on there. And we see a lot of people through there every year. It's well located. If you're going to the game, baseball or hockey, or just hanging out in the city to see some shows, a great place to hang out. And Cam and I are always around to have a pint with people. Actually, our tour, believe it or not, goes through the brewery and comes right through our office.
Really?
And, oh yeah, we get to see everybody come through. It's great.
And wherever you go in the world, you should tour your local brewery.
It's true. And I was thinking, too, as much as it'd be a great Christmas present, it'd also be a great way to celebrate New Year's with somebody. If you both enjoy Steamwhistle, this is a great way you can taste it at the same time. Maybe hop on Porter Airlines, you know, drink some on the way down there. You're nice and refreshed. That way you're not parched by the time you land. And then you have a nice little hotel in Toronto, go through the brewery. It's somewhat romantic.
If
right?
you miss the free breakfast, if you miss the breakfast buffet at the hotel, well, away you go.
Exactly. It's made
Instant
with
brekkie.
quality, natural ingredients, and you can't get in a breakfast very often. Now, you were saying actually that you grew up with a lot of boys, so sometimes Christmas presents, A, they were pranks, and B, not always the best. Now, Steam Whistle does it for you, because I know, gentlemen, you have things to do, and you're always trying to find something for somebody special. This Steam Whistle is wrapped up for you.
Well, one of our guys, Richard Armstrong, that lives in Kingston and covers the area for us, he came up with this idea. We were going to wrap one of our packs in a Christmas festive feel. And the idea there was that, hey, gift giving is difficult, especially for guys. You go into the beer store, the liquor store, things already wrapped. And Richard said, hey, let's put a to and from tag right on there, right? So now you got the tag, and you just get your Sharpie out, and you just write to Greg from Greg. And there your Christmas shopping is done, and it doesn't get re-gifted.
Oh, it can't. Exactly. Or you can get it for yourself as well, or for somebody else. It's already perfect for you. Well, thank you so much for coming in, guys. We had so much fun today.
Carly, thanks a lot for having us. If anyone's down in Toronto looking for our tour, come on by, say hi. We'd love to show you guys
I
around.
think we'll send some people down to see you. We'll keep you busy.
Just want to do a shout out for our buddy Dave Inglis, who represents us in Ottawa and does a great job. Thanks to him, and thanks to Dog for having us on today.
Well, thank you. Thank you guys for coming in. If you want more information about Steam Whistle, you can check them out all over the place. Their website, of course, Steam Whistle, or you can also Google them. They're on Facebook. They're on Twitter. They have blogs. They have Flickr pictures. It's all over the place. And if you love classic cars, too, they got a lot going on. More coming up on Dog after the break, including Bob Seger and the Beatles.